were here the last time. I hate the fact that we had to start all over again. We were at 60 likes and we had almost 100 people in the room, but we got 4 likes so far. We have 10 people. So let's give it a little bit of time. Let's give everybody a chance to get back in the room. I just shared it on the community post to let everybody know this is where we are. So they have the direct link to this chat, this live. And you know, here we are. Welcome back to Jaguar Country. This was actually made for me by a bunch of trolls that used to pretend that they were supporters of mine. Yeah. Actually, I'm wearing everything that was given to me by YouTube in one aspect or another. This shirt is the
Not the
cruelty-free shirt.
headphones. Oh,
No,
I'm
well,
using. Did I get your
no,
headphones?
no, I wasn't talking about the
And
headphones. I was talking about the
I'm
garment.
trolling you right now. I
I
know I'm just trolling.
see. I see.
Let me stop trolling you.
Why? Apparently you enjoy it. Um,
No, I know your followers were like, um, get back to your solos. They don't like me.
Oh, well, I've been told that I need to get back to doing my lives by myself. I
Mhm.
was told that I shouldn't ask for likes because you're not interested in my content.
Wait, I'm not interested.
Yes, you're not interested in my
Why?
content.
Why
So if
how the
I
hell is
can't
that?
make you interested in my content, thank you, Hyro.
Oh
I,
yeah, hype it up because that's the new feature they have. You can hype up this live.
oh,
I
that's
don't know
what's
if you peep
up.
that. Yeah, because it'll I guess it'll do things within the algorithm.
Well, then let's get it out there in the algorithm. Let's make sure everybody knows to come here so that they
So
can
y'all
hate
hype
on
it
me
up.
in my
There,
face.
there's a new option that says hype. So hype it up.
So hype, 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 hype. All right,
Hype
so we
up
got
this
60
video.
people in the room. We're almost at 30 likes. Like I said, when we left, we were at 60 likes and almost 100 people. So, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm just hoping that everybody can find their way back. Um, I hate restarting, but sometimes it's better to just start again.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I know a lot of people had a lot of things. People have a lot of things to say about a lot of things when it comes to me. And what I find most interesting is how many people are willing to believe people who really aren't that credible at all. You know, people, oh, she was never this, she was never that. But you can go and you can go online and you can look. Even with all of the things that they've scrubbed, there is still so much evidence of everything that I've been throughout the years. But it's when I go through comments and I see comments where people are blatantly lying, especially when they pretend to be supporters and when they pretend to come through here and care, even though they're not members, and even though they never donated to the platform, and even though they never really share anything. They're present in the comments. One of the comments was, actually, you know what? Let's look.
Let's go through them. Let's read them.
Before we get, but you know what? Before we even do that, let's just acknowledge everybody that's in the room. I'm trying to get better with doing this because it's not something that I typically do all the time. But personally, I think it's like a troll code so that, if you can get the content creator to call you out, they know that you're here on the job trolling. But we're not
So
gonna we're not gonna feed into that.
they're punching the clock.
Yeah, they did so everyone knows. Hey, I was there. I was there. Can I get my cash back? No, but anyway. Salute Barbara. Welcome. Hey Yvonne. Hey Pat Blair. The Aerofant, what's up? And thank you for hyping this up. Appreciate you. Archangel Michael is in the building. What's going on? Who else do we got up in here? ACG, as always, good to see you. Well, nobody needs to be telling grown folks. See that part. Hey, Ron Smith. Oh, thank you. You know what? He's my favorite co host, and I hope I'm one of his. Uh, we
hmm
we have good.
we got something we're gonna do tomorrow. So obviously, you're my favorite. So bam.
Hey, Shannon Smith, good to see you. Who else? We got Jennifer
Yeah.
Sofranco. Hey, Sylvia's in the building. We got Lindsay Lou in the building. Black Panther Creative, who was #1 in the last chat. So we remember that. You were the first person that showed up. Appreciate you. Sylvia Gordon. Who else do we got? All right. So yes. I mean, oh, we're so glad that you're able to be here to catch a live too. Thank you. I mean, we're not here looking for accolades. We're not here looking, to have our ego stroked. We're really here to build the community and to create a space where free speech is honored. Hey, Auntie Leah, salute. Um, where free speech is honored, where we can exchange information, and where you guys can hear what I have to say from me, and not everyone else in the world. For a long time on YouTube, it was all about all of the different content creators that were abusing my name, abusing my content, putting spins on it, putting dubs on it. Then, as time progressed, we started realizing they were AIing it, they were bastardizing it, they were doing a lot of crazy things. So I'm like, hey, if I'm going to be, massively abused on this construct, then I might as well be here myself, so people get to hear it from me, see it, me, hear it, me, not everyone else. And this week, there's a lot of content creators that proved how right I am. Matter of fact, I can think of 10 off of the top, and I'm not going to say your names, but I think you should be looking forward to getting some emails soon. Because whether or not y'all know it, that Cardi B commentary that I gave on my channel, which I did not make public for fair use, which is why I played copywritten music through the whole thing just to make it terrible for everybody. It was clear I wasn't trying to make money off of it. But I was doing a little experiment to see exactly how many people were screen recording, how many people were just going to go and take this, jack it, and flip it, and fricassee it, and do all kinds of things. It's my members only content, G. It's in my members only, which means it's behind my paywall. Premium celeb, you did not get my permission. You did not, none of you hit me up and said, hey, Jag, can we use your content to do our commentary? Yeah, we plan on trashing you. Yeah, we plan on, flipping it and doing this and doing that, but it's behind my paywall. And guess what? Every last one of you posted it after it was behind my paywall. So I'm letting everyone know who decided, especially Carolina Crush TV. It doesn't matter if you do it on your backup channel, Tuffy. Take my content down or get struck. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If YouTube does not honor these strikes, we are going to have a big problem with it, because unlike Laura Getz and Desiree Perez, we actually own this content. It's actually on my platform. Welcome to all 260 people. I'd appreciate 260 likes, y'all. Just like as you come on in. Come on, we are all right. So we're at where we were with likes before. Not bad. It's less than 10 minutes. If we could double that up, that would be great. Uh, Me and Odell, we're t-shirt people. We love our t-shirts. Um, but no, seriously, it's it's kind of troubling how easy it is for these people. Like, and that goes to show you there's not a lot of content going on out here in the YouTube sphere, because everyone's looking to make a meal out of someone else. Because, see, This is the thing y'all got to realize. 350,000 black women reported this year lost their jobs, were laid
And
off.
it's more than likely double of that. You know.
And there's and if it's not more than that already, it's probably going to double before the year is out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think people understand. A lot of these women, this used to be their extra bag. For a lot of these women, this is their only bag now. There's going to be a lot more people on YouTube creating content to try to survive. And guess what? With YouTube taking 45% of everybody's everything, that means they're taking 45% of all of the money that you earn, your ad revenue, your super chats, all of that. They're taking 45%. So with that happening, people are going to be a lot more desperate for a viral video. They're going to be a lot more desperate to do this thing or that thing or whatever the case may be. And you know what? Just don't do it over here.
Hmm.
Just don't do it
Gratitude.
over here. Yeah, thank you, Batitude. Thank you for supporting the platform. Thank you for the 99 cents because YouTube is taking $1. And that, oh, wait a minute, and let's not forget about taxes. Thank you for the 60 cents.
Hmm,
Appreciate
hmm.
you. Not that I'm not grateful. I just want to make sure that everybody's very clear on the level of desperation that these CCs are out here operating on. And yeah, and they're not accredited. They're not accredited and still have a D plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. Like I've never seen a company worth almost $200 billion have such bad scores as a company publicly. It's crazy. Usually, companies that have bad scores like this, their value isn't this high, but it goes to show you. I'd rather send Cash App, PayPal. Thank
It's
you.
on the website, and we appreciate
Thank
you,
you.
Auntie Leah.
Thank you for dropping those links. No, but seriously though, like there's a lot going on, and the thirst, the level of thirstiness in these streets. I know there's a bunch of trolls that are probably still upset that they can't do the kind of things that they used to do. Um, because they used to terrorize me and get their audiences to give them money to terrorize me, which is funny because I was never afraid, but I realized what was going on and I knew I was being set up. Now, whether somebody's trying to set you up to destroy your life or to harm you, or set you up to put you in a bad position to make it seem like you're doing something that you're not doing, neither is good. But I've been down that road. So when I look at content creators that have huge platforms, that have huge influence, I have to start asking myself what they're doing with it and why. Like when you have a platform like Trashy K with over 1 million subscribers, even though I do believe at least a third of them are still bots, maybe even half still. She was so thirsty to get to 1 million subscribers for that notoriety to make it look like something, you know? And it's funny because Murad Morelli just did a report on Uncle Phil. I mean, well, not Uncle Phil, but Dr. Phil. I mean, it's pretty much the same at this point. But did you hear? So I don't know if everyone has heard about it. And don't forget to keep liking. When we get to 250 likes, we're going to start settling in to the
If,
conversation, but we're just going to go through, you know.
if everybody hasn't heard, he basically it was now. Correct me if I'm wrong. His story was that is it CBS or Paramount? Is that the company that Dr. Phil was on or under, and he was trying to create this bidding war, and he was kind of inflating the cost, and
He
he was
was
supposed to get like
capping.
90.
He was
Yeah,
capping. He was capping a fake bidding war. He inflated. Allegedly, he inflated all of his numbers and created paperwork to make it seem like he was still wanted where he was when it really wasn't like that, just to trick TBN into paying him more money up front. And then when they gave him the money, everything that he promised them, they didn't even get, or the back catalog that he promised them, they didn't even get. So I find it interesting. Yeah, they paid him for shows he didn't even make. They paid him for shows he didn't even turn in. So I just find it interesting that people think if this is what people are doing in major media, why wouldn't they be doing it here on YouTube?
Oh, I
Like
didn't
if
know
this is
he
what
had.
what?
No, no. This is something I was looking up. I didn't know he had a former employee file a lawsuit against him in CBS because it was, so I guess it was CBS for wrongful
Mm,
termination, false imprisonment, and whistleblower retaliation.
oh
Remember
wow.
that the lawsuit, it said it's from an incident where Dr. Phil allegedly berated 300 employees, locked
Mm,
them in a room after a show leave, and threatened them, saying he had federal authorities. He had involved them. Wow, it's crazy.
it's funny. Have these this story. It sounds like it's on repeat, but just with different same story all around the media, same song. All around the internet, same song. Like everywhere. It's the same song.
You play.
And everyone can just go call the authorities. Really? And they can have people just thrown in, you know. Yeah, Auntie Leah. Yeah, yeah, it's just everywhere. Yeah, this is me when I was 23. This is one of my first
Cynthia,
promotional.
Cynthia, wait till the next rollout of the shirts, and then go check out the hoodies. It's on her site and it's on her channel
Mhm.
under the descriptions, under links. 'Cause she got hoodies that are fire.
And And the hoodies also have what is it, a QR code in them, a
QR code.
hypercode? Yeah.
QR
So
code.
basically, once you buy it, you hit that code and there's a little extra in it. So it's not just it's a sweatshirt plus in honor of
It,
the great, or should I say, in memory of the great Nipsey Hussle. I remember when people first started making a big deal about him doing that, and when you could buy some of his product, you were able to get exclusive albums, exclusive songs, stuff like that on it. So we're glad to be able to keep up that tradition, because that was
oh,
super
Auntie, you
smart.
ordered two? She said she ordered two. I thought she ordered one.
Oh, thank you, Auntie Leah.
That's what's up.
Thank you. So anyway, yeah, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in media. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. And we're about 175
Yeah.
likes away
Y'all hit the like
from
button.
getting into it.
Please.
Um,
I even hit the like button since they said I don't like your stuff.
yes, a sweatshirt with Easter eggs. Yes. And there's some
Oh,
new stuff you
and
can
we're
do.
gonna roll out more. We're gonna roll out more stuff like that because I mean, that's what I do, tech. But I'm not gonna talk too much. I'm gonna wait until it's. But that's yeah. I think y'all gonna love it.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, my whole fight for cruelty-free artistry is to be able to sell your art, sell your work without having to conform to archaic structures that are there only to oppress you, abuse you, and take advantage of you while they make mass profit and give you pennies on the dollar for what you've earned. I mean, it's crazy because when I look at how things are going around YouTube right now, it's reminding me more and more of a record company than ever before. Like, having a YouTube channel is pretty much like having a 360 deal at a label right now. It's kind of scary. And then, there's another conversation that I'm going to be having a little bit more in depth of breaking that down because The truth is when you look at the lawsuit that Drake has right now, that he's going against, you know, UMG, and now lobbying against, um, what you call it, uh, Rock Nation. Um, it's all about payola, and I don't know if anybody knows, but payola is illegal
Hmm.
in the United States. Payola is illegal. So for a company to accept monies to unfairly promote a product or um, to push it past other people, making it an unfair advantage, for that to happen, yeah, no, that's illegal. So I want everyone to really think about everything that we're talking about and the conversation that we're going into today, because there are a lot of people that are paying YouTube money to get their videos pushed into the algorithm, to get their videos spiked to the highest numbers, to get their algorithm cranked into a major system. That's payola. Like
And
if
if
you
they're
have a
not
bunch of,
paying,
yeah, yeah, go
no, no,
ahead.
no, not to cut you. And just to tie
No,
in what we
please
were
do cut
talking
me.
about earlier. If they're not paying, then they are trying to utilize the Jaguar Wright effect,
That part.
premium selection. These people that will take clips and skirt around the copyright to try to get their channel up. Yeah, yeah.
And meanwhile, encouraging people to come to their channel while they're stealing my content, and YouTube is giving them the push and the helping hand. Like you're literally helping people defraud the public when it comes to Jaguar Right content.
Hmm.
Like that's no different than payola. No different at all. And people need to know that. People need to understand that. But when you think about the concept of having people pay to play, and then you're still taking 45% of their earnings, that's almost like double dipping. Actually, it's not almost, it's exactly like double dipping.
Then we can talk about the tortuous interference that sometimes, because essentially YouTube, uh, picks and chooses as winners and losers. I experienced that last time when Donna T faked to be someone that we trusted, made an account, and that person's name went in and just like unalived
Sabotaged.
my, like people were blocked. All it was crazy. I was trying to figure out what is going on. I would have never figured it out until and they
You want to know what's
and
funny? That's not the first person. That's not the first time that person has done that. They've done that
oh,
to
I heard.
multiple
I've
channels.
heard. That's why certain
That's why
mods.
that person. That's why that person was never allowed anywhere near my channel, even though they were running around lying, saying they were my channel manager and telling that to other content creators to get them to let him be, to give a managing wrench so he could go and sabotage all of his, you know, competition. And they let this weirdo run around doing this. And then you have other content creators like the robot that trains other people to be moderators, trying to help them, to get to the point where they can gain content creators' trust so that they can get that managing mod wrench so that they can sabotage. Like this is what these people are doing. It's really insane. It's insane that this construct does this much and that this much craziness is allowed to go on. But what no, yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to. You have to, because the truth is all these people do is lie. We're getting close to our goal. Like I said, when we get to 250 likes, we'll get into the commentary. And the reason why is this is an interesting conversation. It's a tricky conversation, and we don't want to have to do a lot of repeating. Like once we get to this, we want to get to it, and we want to make sure that everybody understands. So,
Yeah, get to the y'all hit the like button because I was about to segue when I started talking about YouTube and then people messing around with YouTube algorithms, and then I was going to get into the deplatforming of people. Oh,
hmm
deplatforming, how YouTube deplatformed Nick Fuentes. But let's wait because I wanted to roll in right there about Nick Fuentes.
mm,
I didn't even
mm.
know, but I found some stuff I didn't know how heavy. I was like, wow.
How deep
So
all of
yeah.
this is going.
Oh no, I know. Trust me, I know
So
that.
let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's be clear on this. Auntie Leah, if you could make sure that we have our fair use in the chat flowing, if please make sure we do all of this. I want to look at some of these comments.
All right, let me hit
So
my moon.
wow, okay, so the video's only been up for 7 hours. Now this is the video that we did. We did this video on Sunday. We had this conversation on Sunday. We opened up by having some music and singing, and we were having a good time. And then we got into the content later on. And because of the music and everything that was shared, it, the platform voted, the members voted, and they wanted to make the video members only. But we said, you know what? We're gonna go and we're gonna edit it, and we're gonna take the Candace conversation and just make that its own video. Okay, so that's what we did. And like I said, the video's been up for 7 hours. It only has 2,600 views, 334 likes, but it has 93 comments. And that's wild because a lot of times we don't get a lot of comments. A lot of our people get suppressed, a lot of stuff gets snatched. Like if I could pull up every comment that I get sent about people saying, I bought a membership and it's not there anymore, Jag. How does somebody buy a membership? How do they pay money to this platform? This platform takes the money but refuses to give them the membership. That's theft. And honestly, I think I want to have a members only live, and I just want to have a conversation with all of the members. Or maybe we need to make it a public forum so that everyone who's come through to get a membership, who's paid for a membership and hasn't received it, can report to us directly. Because if so, I think it's time we start reporting YouTube for theft, because that's theft. If you guys pay for something, you're supposed to receive the product that you pay for. And from what I can tell, they're not even refunding you your money. They're just keeping it. That's just straight gangster. You want to know
Well,
what? The last time I heard about that, when we review it, there were people that had bought memberships to view it, and people were so busy trying to convince everyone that no one was interested in my platform, that no one was interested in buying a membership, that no one was interested in following me off YouTube.
well, that's interesting if
Thank
they
you,
would say
Auntie
that
Leah.
because number one, right after that, we went and started the podcast, and you have hundreds of thousands of downloads there, and then you got your Patreon where you
hmm
have thousands of members there. People are playing the game. They're running, Of course, YouTube is free, so you got more people over here that'll gravitate to it. But you do have people who will support you. So salute to all those supporters. But keep
It
going
was
and
really
keep doing it.
sad.
There's a lot
It
more
was really
coming.
sad. Like you remember that day we had got up to like 80 subscribers over at View It, and then the next thing you know, it went back down to
Just started.
40,
Yeah.
and people were like, I didn't cancel my subscription,
We
but
got
it's
emails. We
gone.
got the proof. We got the
We
proof. We
have the
got
proof.
emails and all that.
Like just
Yeah.
the links that people will go to try to sabotage you, to try to make it look like people aren't interested because it doesn't fit the narrative that these people are trying. Oh my goodness. And paid members had to still deal with lives being, yeah, lives being interrupted, all of that stuff. They do the most. They really do the
Well,
most.
I think in a minute we might just have to go to an exclusivity type of Jag content. I think that's it's about time. We got to really explore those options, but we'll let y'all know. I'm just look back to what you were saying though. I'm sick and tired of so-called content creators. I call them content jackers, right? Because they don't create nothing. They jack, repurpose, and make, manufacture. You're the creator. So go ahead.
Okay. So wait a minute. So this is the thing. All right, here's a, and I'm not going to say any of the people who are leaving comments in the chat. I'm not going to say your names. I'm just going to read the comments. It says, here's the thing, Jag. I always support you. However, going after Candace instead of partnering with her to speak out against children being trafficked doesn't make sense. I'm a little confused and disappointed in this video. So, how about this?
Well, you didn't really. Never. Go ahead. Because
No,
I
go
don't
ahead.
think you really went after her. Like you just did. You really go after her? If I, like, I just think they
Not
putting
really.
Doug. Nah,
Not really.
you didn't go after her.
And what's really sad is that people think that. Like and furthermore, what makes you think that Candace wants to would partner with me? I think a lot of people are missing a lot of things when it comes to Candace. And it's wild because, someone dresses up in, Black House White Market and someone dresses up, and they have their press on and their blowout and they wear their costume jewelry and they put on their makeup and they do all of this and they sit there and they smile and they pander to you and you want to believe everything that they say. People have approached Candace Owens regarding me, and she ignored everything.
Well, she made the one comment.
Everything.
She made the one comment that my homie, you remember,
Yeah, it was a
and
large super chat. It would have looked really weird if she didn't. It would have looked really weird if she didn't. But the truth is, there are a lot of people that I'm cool with who are about it, that Candace Owens goes against. Now, see, there's a lot of things that people don't know. A lot of things. Like, are people forgetting her ties to the manosphere and the people
what
that
are her
she's been
ties
cool
to?
with over there?
What are her ties to the manosphere?
Well, I'm not gonna go too far, but
Because I'll go there.
I do believe that her and Myron from Fresh and Fit, I believe they know each
I
other.
mean, the funk and fuck.
Yeah,
That's what I call them. So
like
she
she
knows
makes
Myron.
really, I believe so. Even though they don't publicize it, allegedly they do. Matter of fact, there was uh I don't want to say too much because the person that's attached to this is someone who I care about very much, and I'm not trying to put them in a position to be
Don't say
attacked by
much.
anyone.
Don't say
But
much.
what I will say is when that person made it very clear that they were going to stand for truth and that they were going to talk about, what was right and what was direct. Allegedly, Candace Owens and a few other people, some of them attached to the manosphere, they all lobbied to shut that person down and to move that person out of the way. And understand this when it comes to commentary and when it comes to political no and really, really, really being a real pundit that stands on integrity, this person terrifies Candace Owens, terrifies her. And I get why, because this person does everything based in fact. This person is so on point and everything based in integrity. So it's you got to ask yourself when people say, "Oh, why would you go against her and not partner with her?" You don't want to partner with other black women. Name one black woman that Candace Owens has partnered with. One.
Well,
In all of her years doing commentary, there is not one black woman I've ever seen her partner with. Am I wrong?
no, you're not. But hold on. Side note, you're gonna have to tell me who this person is behind the scenes because I can make the connection. I do remember Nick Fuentes in November 2022. He attended the Mar-a-Lago dinner with Trump and Kanye West,
Mm-hmm.
and that led to some
Very interesting
Republican
things.
Democratic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Very interesting things. And it's funny because in 2023, while Kanye was running, oh no, because Kanye wasn't, no, he was talking about running for 2024.
Right.
He was about to buy his own social
Hmm.
media and
Hmm.
he was going
Hmm.
to buy Parlor. And this is the thing that really trips me out. It goes to show me how short people's memories really are. Because it was what, March of this year before they started attacking my entire team, before they went after Ayasha, before they went after Grace, before they started doubling down on their attacks against Wolfgang, before they started coming after me, doing everything that they could do to try to sever my core team. We did a whole live about it. I guess everyone forgets. It was the Tammy Mack live, the one that we were having a hard time finding. And then one of the subs actually found it and sent us the link. But it was no longer attached to our algorithm. We couldn't get to it. Grace looked for it. I looked for it. We could not find it. And it was with me and Megan McGlover. And there were two other commentators. And it was the black woman that was on there who was on the panel with us because it was the anti Kanye should Black America cancel Kanye West. Whoopty whoopty whoop. Me and Megan were speaking from one side of the field. The other two people were speaking from the other side of the field. But it was her that pointed out the fact that it's Candace Owens' husband who owned Parler, which was the whole app that Kanye was lobbying to buy because he wanted to have his own because he was sick and tired of being, disenfranchised and kicked around all over social media. He wanted his own app. This was also around the White Lives Matter t-shirt time.
Okay, let's get into it because we got 250. Let me get into it with
All
this. I'm
right, go
glad you
on
mentioned
ahead.
that. I'm glad you mentioned that.
And salute for the
So
250 likes. Please keep liking.
remember, I always told you, Candace, I like her, don't trust her, and that was part of the reason. I was there when they pulled that stunt, producing for the grassroots Black Lives Matter, and Dr. Molina was just so it was really jacked up. It was really messed up for them to do that.
Mm,
Like, why would you say that or do that? It didn't make any sense. But but a troll move. Um,
and
that
she
was
was so
disgusting.
happy. She was so happy. Oh, by the way, just in case we forgot, hold on a
Oh wait,
second.
she tried to run from accountability with that. I think she said she
Oh
didn't
yeah.
know that
Hmm.
that was on the back of the shirt and all this. So that's
Yeah, she
that's why I
lied.
say what I say.
She capped. She lied. In my opinion, she lied. She lied. She knew exactly what was on that shirt. Oh my goodness. Like It's just so funny though, because all somebody has to do is just say something and bat their little eyes. I don't know. Does everybody not remember this live? Because this was the live. The Willie Lynch letter is what I had on it. How to make a slave. Does anybody remember this?
Hold on. I don't even want to be in the same picture with that crap right there. Boom.
I'm just curious. Does anyone remember that? And she moonwalked away from that whole debacle while they were supposed to be negotiating selling Parlor to Kanye West, which of course that never happened. I just find it interesting that people tend to forget all of this stuff. Like we literally did this live in March where we discussed all of these things. Sure did. So the question is why is everyone so comfortable with letting her off the hook for the very divisive things that she's done? And now, when asked about Kanye, oh, I will always be Kanye's friend. When's the last time you've been seen with him? I will always be Kanye's friend. You don't understand what the industry did to him. Well, what did they do to him? See, this is the thing. If Candace Owens was really on the same kind of time that I'm on, why hasn't she done a bigger, deeper dive into what happened to Kanye West? She insinuated that he was, you know, pharmaceutically tampered with by this doctor that has CIA ties, but no further investigation. Why not? Even after Kamala Harris had lost the election, she continued to go on that woman until she got the birth certificate months later. Like she didn't stop. So, what made her stop with the intelligence, the Canadian intelligence operative that she accused of tampering Kanye West and making him crazy? Because,
Mm.
see, that's her whole excuse. Oh, well, I forgive him and I love him and I will always be his friends because the industry destroyed him and made him crazy and whoop de woo. And you don't understand what they did to him. Yeah, so then why did you stop? Why did you stop? If you truly believe that and your research took you that far with the kind of resources that you had, why haven't you gone out of your way to get justice for Kanye? Why would you stop? Why would you let that go? If you truly believed, why haven't you done a deeper dive on this doctor who's supposed to be an intelligence operative? People really need to start appreciating. Oh, Yvonne, I don't do it for a popularity contest, and I don't do it to I don't do it for what everyone else does it for. I do it because all of this stuff is sitting out here in people's faces and no one's talking about it. No one's acknowledging it. But if you really cared about Kanye that much, why haven't you given the same effort that you're giving into these foreign matters into this matter?
Right.
See, this is and we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But I just want to go through some of the things that people have had to say. Why wouldn't I partner with Candace if Candace is actually serious about getting justice for anyone rather than just getting views? I work with anybody. I don't have a problem with it. We ain't even got to be friends. But if you really want to take what your voice can do and what my voice can do and push it to a whole nother level, then I'm all for it. But see, bringing up these hot button topics and then getting the clicks and views and then quickly abandoning it is not what I call yeah, I don't call that someone seeking for justice. I call that someone seeking for attention and for money and for monetization. That's what I see. I don't see that at all. You're so convinced that the industry did something to Kanye. You're so convinced that that doctor hurt him. Where's your deep dive? What is Michael saying? Yes, how come if you say something you get trolled? She gets off as if she no 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 no. Listen to me. The only people, yes, I tell the truth. I get trolled. I tell the truth. I'm the big bad whoops girl, whatever, boo boo
Mm.
boo, yada yada yada. Do you want to know who doesn't get trolled? People who are down with the alleged YouTube mafia. Those are the people who don't get trolled. The people that are a part of it. That's why anytime I look at somebody that's on the same kind of time that I'm on, and they don't get nothing but grace, and nobody ever holds them accountable. Exactly. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Where is her vitriol? Where is her dog piling? Where? But then again, with friends like Tucker Carlson, maybe that has something to do with it. If your husband is an ally of Mr. Teal, Mr. CIA, maybe not. See, when I look at all of the campaigns that Candace has been on, anytime it's come anywhere near real exposure or come close to doing real damage in breaking down the misinformation and the disinformation and the corruption, she always abandons it and then moves on to another hot topic real quick, real quick.
Yeah,
Harvey
because you know
Weinstein,
why?
Harvey
What
Weinstein,
happened to that?
perfect
What
example.
happened to that? What happened to that? Because she was all this, right? What happened to that?
What happened to the Harvey Weinstein investigation? I'm not saying he is completely amoral, but he has buried this and whoopty whoopty woo and yada 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 and so and so forth. No Me Too, no nothing, no nothing, no nothing. And it's funny because Harvey Weinstein and the Diddler did a lot of business together.
Hmm.
They did a lot of business together. So did the Jigga Man. They made films. They did all kinds of stuff. They've all worked together, just like just like they worked with R. Kelly. So tell me something. Me Too didn't show up at all during the Diddy trial, not at all. And it's funny because if I'm correct, Dawn Richard wasn't her attorney Lisa Bloom, and if I'm
I
correct,
believe so.
isn't Lisa Bloom Gloria Allred's daughter?
Yes.
Okay. I want y'all to think about this. Dawn Rashad, I believe, you know what? Let's check this out.
Go ahead, run it back.
I want to Google it. Did just put who is Dawn Rashad, attorney.
Yeah, Lisa Boom.
Yeah, Lisa Bloom. Yep. And who, because I like to make sure, because I don't want nobody to say I'm capping. Who is Lisa Bloom's mother? Yeah, Gloria Allred. Gloria Allred is Lisa Bloom's mother. By the way, didn't somebody when this whole thing first kicked off after Piers Morgan last year tried to refer
Hmm.
us to
Hmm.
Lisa Bloom?
Yep.
Somebody tried to refer us to Lisa Bloom. They wanted us to talk with her.
Yep.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah. Now, as we all know, Gloria Allred was Miss Me Too. She was the Me Too attorney. She was standing on courthouse steps doing the whole 9 yards. Her daughter was Dawn Richard's attorney. And nothing, nothing, nothing. No Me Too presence at all. Welcome, Pat Blair. You didn't know that. Now you do. So tell me something. Harvey Weinstein was on trial again. Me Too was silent. They were quieted in church mouses pissing on cotton in concert. Quiet. Said nothing during the Diddy trial. You know what? Let's take a little posy wozy, by the way.
Let's go.
Put a one in the chat if you remember any commentary that Candace Owens did regarding the Diddy trial. Put a two in the chat if you don't remember Candace Owens having much to say about the diddler or anything that was going on. More importantly, she was doing the whole Harvey Weinstein expose right before the Diddy trial.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
never asked or segued anything with
Could have
Harvey
connected.
Weinstein at
Could have did
all.
a whole. Could have did a whole East Side connection for real.
Like how does somebody with her kind of interest, with her kind of influence, and the way she loves a good hot topic, how does somebody like her totally miss the Diddy trial? Or as much as she loves connecting dots and pointing fingers and making do this and do that, how does she miss all of that? Hmm? Am I being cheeky, Michael?
Hmm. I didn't realize how young. I mean, we're talking about Candace Owens. She's like the same age as my one of my oldest nieces. She's born in '89, man.
Yeah,
And then
she's a
Nick
kid.
Fuentes, and Nick Fuentes is born like
It's
9 years after that. Like I'm like these is
yeah.
yeah. They, they
I'm old enough. I'm old enough to be Nick Fuentes' mom. I was a mother.
in
Nick
yeah
Fuentes was
98,
born. Yeah,
98.
yeah.
I could have
Javali
been
was
his
5.
I could have been his daddy, but he don't like black daddies. I mean,
These are children. These are kids. Their interests run so deep into so many interesting areas and places. Kids, millennials. And Nick Fuentes isn't even really, he's barely a millennial. He's damn near Gen Z.
yeah, Yeah.
Because my son Sam is Gen Z. And he's born 2002. Nick is only 4 years older than him. These are kids. He's not even 30. So let's just be very clear. Now, all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe that Candace Owens cares about child traffic in the streeting. Hmm? We're
I'm
supposed to.
starting to do this.
I'm
I'm
just
sorry.
trying to figure it out. I'm supposed to believe that because see, this is what I've noticed that a lot of people do online, especially the people with big platforms. The second that they get busted, or the second that they come up in, or somebody comes for them, the first thing they do is find a hot button topic, and then they triple down on that so that people forget about what they're being held accountable for. And oh yeah, they're a champion for this, they're a champion for that. Tell me something. With all that she knows and with all of her contacts and everything that she has going on, how does she miss the 200 children, the almost 200 children, I believe, that were recovered in North Texas in May, right at the top of the Diddy trial? How does she miss that? She
It's
didn't cover
funny,
that at all.
and it's funny that she mentioned she dogged out BLM and said they were attention seekers.
Hmm.
What is she doing right now?
I'm
It's like
curious.
you're not getting the right attention. She's not getting the right
She
attention. That's what I was
she
like.
went
You didn't
she
even go
went
in on her.
no.
You didn't. I mean, I could, but I'm not. I'll talk about Nick Fuentes all day, but I'm starting to connect the dots now. That with I'm like, oh yeah, she's yeah. But I was going to bring up the fact that I forgot that she was behind that whole exit stuff, getting black people out of the Democratic. So now I'm like, oh, I see, I see.
Yeah.
And she started out liberal, but then now it's like, oh, got you.
She became Catholic real fast too when people started coming for her. It's funny. It's like every time when she got busted for starting the biggest doxing campaign in the world, because that's what it was. She was doxing doxers. That's what she was doing. It's just funny. And then when they came after her the last time, all of a sudden she became Catholic, which is very convenient. Because as we know, Catholicism is one of the largest religions in the world. Like it's like she always knows who to pander to, where she can go and hide. This is a black
Well,
woman who went after Black Lives Matter with zeal. This is a black woman who pushed the story that George Floyd wasn't unalived by the cop that was on his neck, but she labeled him an addict. Is everyone forgetting that? Am I wrong? Am I forgetting that? Am I remembering that wrong? I do believe. I remember when she first started going after Black Lives Matter, and she did it with zeal. She was one of the main people sitting online convincing the world that that man did not unalive George Floyd, that he passed away because he was an addict and he was high on the
the Fetty,
on the
the
on
fettuccine.
the yeah on the fettuccine, yeah. That's that's what she pushed to the world.
Well, I'll say one thing. She's not like you in the sense that you go hard and you just you stand on it. I see she's a you know
She's a flip flopper, and I've been saying that she's a flip flopper, just like she flip flops on Kanye. You have so much care and so much grace for Kanye, but you're supposed to be this bloodhound for truth and all of that. And guess what? You stop worrying about what Hollywood did to him. the second that y'all were done using him as a cover story for what might have been really going on with Parlor.
They say that her husband is the George Farmer guy. He owned
George Farmer.
Parlor. He
Yeah,
owned
but
Parlor.
he
Okay.
was handpicked to take Parlor over. And Nick Fuentes just dropped that. Now let's get very clear. Let's get very clear on a few things. A lot of people have had a lot of things to say about me. A lot of things that, like, there's so many things that she does that just keeps falling short. You know, she'll create a big stir, and then abandon it to go create another one. Do you know what we call that? Starting little fires everywhere. She's become queen of starting little fires everywhere. Start a fire here, start a fire there. And even the way she's making fun of this whole lawsuit. And I want y'all to be very clear about something. And I want to make sure that I make myself good and understood. We appreciate the likes that we had, but we'd appreciate 150 more. We've been here an hour. There's no reason with this many people in the room why we shouldn't have at least 500 likes. See, every last one of y'all that came for me in my comments, you're going to regret doing it because I'm about to remind everybody of everything that your favorite has actually done and the harm that she's done in media. Because the truth is, Candace Owens has done more harm than she's done good. Let's just be clear about that. She has a good loudspeaker. Appreciate her for that. I appreciate anyone who has the courage to build a good loudspeaker. But the question is, once you have that loudspeaker and once you have a platform and once you have that influence, what are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? Really? What's going on? She sits so close to so many important issues. She sits so close to so many relevant topics that require someone with her loudspeaker to actually do due diligence. After Kamala lost, did we really need to hear about the birth certificate? What was the point in continuing on with that? It was overkill. Like, you got to ask yourself why somebody is willing to go over a cliff on one thing but then back away like somebody has a pistol at their chest on others. You got to ask, what's the motivation? Me and Candace are not alike. You're absolutely right. Every time
Well, would you?
somebody has tried to challenge me about anything that I've spoke up about, and understand this, I go after corruption that is apparent and ignored. That's what I do.
You go after corruption, and this doesn't matter because I think she considers herself a conservative, like more conservative. Would you consider yourself liberal, conservative, middle of the road as
I
far
consider
as?
myself a child of God.
There you go. Okay, all
Nothing
right,
more, nothing less.
there it is. That is.
I'm not sitting here doing it for the gram and I ain't doing it for the vine. I'm here to do God's work. Nothing more, nothing less. This isn't a
There you go.
popularity contest. Wait a minute.
And and
Wait a
and,
minute.
and I and I like that answer. Go ahead.
Hold on a second. So somebody here here's another comment. I'm not going to put your name up there, but it came 3 hours ago. Well, 3 or 4 hours ago. It says, no, Jag, I'm on Candace's side with this one. And I don't care what Milo had to say because she's on her anniversary right now. What does her anniversary have to do with anything?
Not a damn thing.
I can go through a list of Hollywood celebrities that were married and homosexual. George Farmer has a wedding anniversary. That's great. So did Rock Hudson.
Okay. Let hold up. Let's not let's no let's
Now,
no.
I don't know what that man is. I don't know. I really don't care.
I mean,
I could care less. What I
he
do
wait,
have a
Jack,
problem.
Jack,
Go ahead.
Jack. Let's hold up. Let's now he do looks that boy looks sweeter than a pack of annihilators. But let's not let's not let's not.
No, I'm just these are this is a comment.
Okay, go ahead, Richard.
What I'm talking about in this video don't got nothing to do with whether or not he's straight or gay. What I'm telling you is that people that they consorted with, that were associates, people that they welcomed into their home, are
And it
saying
says
this
some
about them.
they said some things. Yeah, you're right.
You don't care what he said. You must care what he said. You're sitting here mad about what he said that I told people that he said in my comments. You would
Yeah,
have
because
to be upset about it.
you're not saying it out of your like I said, my opinion is he does look sweeter than a pack of jelly donuts, right? But that's what they're saying that he's uh,
I ain't never been around that man. Just like she ain't never been around the president of France's wife. See how that works? I ain't never been around George Farmer. At least I don't remember. If I have, I don't ever remember bumping into him before. But I've never been around that man, and she's never been around Brigitte Macron. Macron. How about that? Like, why is nobody looking at this? But you would have to be upset about it because you didn't go and cuss Milo out. You came to my page when I'm asking a very, very, very relevant question. Why are people who they were not that long ago just in such good standing with talking cash money crap about them and virtually blowing their back out all over the media?
not virtually.
All right, Ron, we here. No, I'm serious. No, I'm not just pulling this out of thin air. Their friends are talking about them. Their friends, people who they platformed, people who they spent time with, people who they invited into their home amongst their children. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Candace Owens' interview with Nick Fuentes in her home.
Mm,
Let's talk about that.
mm.
George Floyd didn't die from being unalived by a white man because he was an addict and he lost his life because of his reckless life choices.
Yeah.
But you brought a racist into your home, man, with your black kids. Because see, in America, if you have an ounce of blood in you, you're black. Your children are black, no matter how British their daddy is. Your children are black in America. And you platformed a man who proudly identifies as a racist. And the second that he said it in your face, you continue to sit there and cozy up to him.
Let me say one thing about Mr. Fuentes. Now, first
Well, I
off,
thought, no, she said, well, I thought you were a racialist. And he said, yeah, no, at this point in time, no, I'm a racist. I'm a racist.
Now, let's pause there, right? Check this out, y'all. If you've been listening to me, y'all know I study Neely Fuller Jr. I study rest in peace, Neely Fuller Jr. Rest in peace to Dr. Francis Cress Wellesley, and we talk about the only three people on this planet are white, non-white, and racist. That's really when it comes down to that. Nick Fuentes, number one, your last name is Fuentes, so that's like Hispanic. So his heritage is Irish, Italian. Okay, so you got the white there, I guess, and
The
then
Spainers. Don't forget about them
then
Spainers.
he got he's Mexican. He's Mexican. No, no
Or
offense.
maybe he's a Spainer.
No, he's Mexican. No, he's Mexican. He. So when we talk about the system and we talk about races, these races will look at him and be like, "Dude, you're not pure." So he's sitting over there keeping for a team that ain't even really rocking with him. He is Italian. Number one,
Thank you,
Italians were
Yanja.
not
Thank
considered.
you, Auntie Lady.
Italians were not considered white until later because of the Mediterranean, the black blood that goes back. They know what's up. The Irish, of course, and Mexicans. Come on. So he's Irish, Mexican, and Italian, and he calls himself a racist. They will look at him and be like, "Bro, you're not pure." I know how these racists talk. They will be you. They will be like, "You're not pure." If they once they get rid of all the N words, once they get raw and ninjas, they getting rid of your ass too. So, but back to what you were saying about her even having him in her presence as a dignified, divine black woman.
The
I would
second,
have been
the
like, get
second,
your
the second
as soon as
that
he
he
as
referred,
a
the second
man
that he started saying that he was a racist,
get out of
he
my
would have been up
house.
out of my house, G.
Well, if it was my house, I'd have probably had him in a headlock somewhere. But that's what he wants. He wants violence. I think you see a lot of times these racists, they be wanting, especially black men, to put hands on them because that's like a turn on
See,
them.
see, see, look at what he did
But
to
no, no, no.
me. Look at what he
Now, of course,
did.
no. Well, see, that's why I'm very careful on even how I'm saying what I'm saying because that's exactly what he would use. Is yeah, he would threaten me with violence. I ain't got to threaten you with violence. You a punk. One on one, man to man, he a punk. We know that. But like I said, get
Understand
it right.
this.
He's Mexican. He's Italian. He's Irish. You're not white
And all of
or
this is
pure
covered by
white.
our First Amendment speech. Well, yeah, I mean the Aryans would definitely look at him sideways, but they would appreciate his efforts.
They would. And they would appreciate Candace's
You recently
efforts
saw him
probably.
on the Hodge twins, and
Yeah, the
he said
ones.
he wasn't racist because of his ethnicity. Oh no, he sat there in front of Candace Owens and declared himself a racist. Sure did. Sure did.
Well,
And there's a lot.
the reason why he even got deplatformed was because of his views and just him even I don't know if he said he was racist, but he definitely.
No, he said it on Candace Owens' show. I saw the clip. I watched it. And guess what? She sat there just like this. Well, I thought you were a racialist. What is a racialist?
I don't know. I don't know.
That sounds like something that Martin Lawrence came up with back in the 90s, like a word that means it's racialist.
No, that sounds like
Like,
the guy from the Living Color. You see, the specialist.
like
Yeah,
she literally interviewed him and
a
he declared
racialist.
himself a racist. She said, I thought you were a racialist. And he said, no, I'm a racist. At this point in time, yeah, I think it's just fair to say I'm a racist.
I'd have been like, okay, it's time for you to get the fuck out of my house.
Pretty much. But see,
You ain't
don't
got to tell
nobody
me
want to
number
talk
one.
about that. And we're doing pretty good. If we could get 75 more likes, we could make the 500. That would be awesome. Yeah, no, I got big issues with someone who dances on the line as much as she does and where her loyalties really lie. Like her walking and her talking ain't adding up to me. But I tell you one thing: the second that you say, "Oh yeah, we're targeting the PDFers and the transportation of the little people," all of a sudden you're a hero, and all of a sudden, but you worried about what's going on in other countries. Why aren't you worried about what's happening here in your country, where you're at?
I would like for her, you know, the whole Israeli, the government official who just got caught up, and he was in Vegas, and they ended up
Hmm.
letting him just go. What's her take on that?
I don't know. She's so no, she didn't. No, she didn't end the interview. She sat there with that man in her face in her home, which is why I said I am inclined to believe everything that Nick Fuentes has had to say about them. I'm inclined to believe it. I am, because he's a racist for real. Yeah, he one of them. In my opinion, he one of them. He acts like it, and he's as much said so. Like when I sat there and I just heard commentary that he did talking about now that DEI is over, we don't need any more of you fake black people carrying our agenda. You're done. We don't need you anymore. White guilt is over, and y'all can go kick rocks.
He literally said white guilt is over.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, that's because I guess so-called white supremacy is over, but maybe that's okay.
Like it's he literally just said that. Actually, I mean, it's just wild to me. It's wild to me. Cause see, Poetic Flacco tried to do a little flip the baby on this conversation. He actually hold on a second. You
Don't
know what?
don't 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 play it stuff.
No, I was gonna go to the video.
Okay, I don't play it. I was about to say don't play it stuff.
Why not? Fair use. I'm not I don't intend on just taking his video and putting it up on my channel and pretending like it's mine.
What I was trying to, save you. I was trying to save you from
No,
having
no.
that
I'm just
high calorie man on your screen like that.
oh,
He's gonna
I
put a
have
lot of weight
I
in
have
your
no
phone.
intention of putting anything on my screen. I
No,
have
on
no
your
intention.
phone screen, it's gonna wait I know
Uh,
the high calorie people when they're on my phone goes like, oh shit. Like,
no,
as
for
soon as I, as
real.
soon as I, as soon as I see Lizzo and no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Shout out to Lizzo.
Yeah, I wonder if she gonna go and get her put in her claim with that Zempic.
Baby, how you feel? Feeling fat as hell.
You see what's going on with the Zempic now?
Hmm. I mean, yeah, I heard about it, so I'm glad I come from a long line of red bones. I don't need to get no.
It's insane. It's insane.
Mm.
It's insane. It
Okay.
really is.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Wait. Hold on a second. Let me turn on the speaker. And salute to Poetic Flacco. I'll give you credit because I did discover these clips on your channel, sir.
Shout out to
So
a
when
high
you, sorry, I just
calorie.
want to make sure, did you say I'm a racialist or I'm a racist?
You know, for a long time, I would say I'm racialist. Now I just say I'm racist.
Okay, so when you say you're racist, because these definitions get changed around, racist, anti-Semitism gets expanded. What do you mean when you say I'm a racist? Because I think most people watching this would go,
but it isn't nothing.
But are you, sorry, I just want to make sure, did you say I'm a racialist or I'm a racist?
For a long time, I would say I'm racialist. Now I just say I'm racist.
Okay, so when you say you're racist, because these definitions get changed around, racist, anti-Semitism gets expanded. What do you mean when you say I'm a racist? Because I think most people watching this would go, if you are a racist in the traditional sense of the term, why are you on this podcast, right? Wouldn't you just go, you know what, Candace is Black, and therefore I don't want to speak to her.
Right.
Certainly not going onto your show and saying, why won't Candace have me on? That doesn't really seem to line up with the traditional sense of the idea of racist. So
it's a different world, man.
Yeah, it is.
Pause, hold on. You know that meme? That meme was like, get your ass up. Like as soon as he said that, I'd be like, and then let me say, because you got a super chat right here.
Oh,
For some
hey.
reason, I can't buy a membership, but as a Nordic, I'm so sad and deeply embarrassed, and I feel like there's being a racial divide. Yeah, see that. Shout out to you, Poffin, because that's what I'm talking about. I said, look, there's only three people of color, white people, and racists on this planet. Let's just keep it a buck. So she sounds like she's not racist. If she's saying, she knows it's a divide and conquer type of situation that's going on with certain
Absolutely.
people in the media.
And we're going to
they wanna
get
push that
there.
divide.
No,
Yeah.
we're going to get there. We're going to get there. But we have to talk about all of the contributing bad actors who are helping make this agenda, this silent agenda, push forward in the most expedient of ways. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So that was him. That was Nick Fuentes. Did y'all hear that?
He admitted it. He said it. But like I said, how
And
stupid
then
does he
she
sound?
said, well, can you clarify what you mean? Because I don't think,
You sound dumb. Stupid. I mean, don't get it twisted, y'all. Do y'all understand where I'm coming from? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Is it not what did Justin Bieber and Nicki Minaj say? Is it not clocking to you? Is it if not what I'm saying is not clocking? I don't know, whatever they say. But he doesn't make any sense. He calls himself racist.
hold on a second. Wait a minute. Let's listen to a little bit more rhetoric.
Why are you enjoying it so much? Comments after these, bro.
Oh,
I think you made a lot of valid.
No, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If Black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say, Black people, oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please come right on in. Man, what a relief to see you here. What a sight for sore eyes. If Black people were known for being the best, then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally. So yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn it's just these Black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault. To your point.
So he's the type of man that is taping or he talks about, I would say really racism. Let's talk about uh I hate to get into the victim whole thing, but most people, racism, you create victims in the system of racism, and economic deprivation is one thing. So he would talk all kind of snap about people who may have stole a candy bar, stole a bike. They stole a candy bar, stole a bike, but his racist brethren will go around and steal a whole damn continent and steal people, right? But
So once again, this young man, this very young man, not even 30 years old, has been kicking this kind of rhetoric but since he was barely old enough to vote. Her and her husband consorted with people like him and Milo. platformed him. And now they're attacking her.
Look, another
What
one.
do you
Shout
mean
out
you
Lady
don't?
Classic.
What do you mean you
Her,
don't know what happened to
her
your
membership is
membership?
gone.
How is your membership going? You just had your badge the other day. What happened?
Right. Wow. Yeah, let me do an audit. This
Wow.
weekend I'll do my audit, okay? And I need to talk to some folks. But let's carry on. But we'll take care of that, Lady Classic.
So they took your money and then they revoked
Exactly what we were
your
talking about.
membership. Did you
Exactly what we're
screenshot
talking about.
this?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
We can
let
run
me
it
do.
back though.
Hold on a second. All right, I just grabbed it.
Okay, all right. I should have did it with
Like
my
the,
other phone.
like this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Lady Classic literally just had a membership and now all of a sudden it's just gone. I'm Yeah, Lady Classic has been a member for quite some time. For quite some time. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. I guess they're committed to making sure we don't meet our goal because our goal is 100,000 subscribers and 1,000 members. So I guess they want to make sure we don't hit our goal. Yes, it's sabotage, Ron. The question is, I
So
wonder why.
why you think I was talking about tortious interference?
Hmm. Wow. Let's not spend too much time there.
No, no.
We're going to address it, and I'm going to put up a post later today, and I'm just going to ask everybody if you have a membership and you paid your membership and your membership was deleted, just put your name in the comments. Just say me so we can grab everyone who's been wrongfully terminated from membership. Yeah. So, anyway, long and short of it, to all of these people who want to sit and they want to come and bash me, I actually had somebody get on my channel today and say, call How dare you call Candace a handsome woman when you a stud and you ugly and you this and you that and whoopty whoopty whoop. Did any of you hear me call Candace Owens handsome, or did I refer to Brigitte Macron as a handsome woman? Because I could have swore to God it was Brigitte. Yeah, if somebody came through KV something, I'm gonna say your name. Your comment was reported, and you were hidden from the channel. You were banned from the channel. But the question is, I'm just trying to figure it out. What's the purpose in coming through talking about my appearance? Whether I have a head full of hair or whether I choose to rock my hair in a afro or a fro
You still
hawk or
look.
whatever the case
You
may
still
be.
look good. You still look good.
I'm me.
You still look good.
It's funny because the truth is if I wanted to run down on Candace, I could. And maybe that's the reason why you did that, hoping to get me to run
Yeah.
down on Candace to create a reason for more people to come and trash me. And guess what? I'm not going to do that. I don't have to trash another person's appearance. I can just deal with her character or lack thereof. Because people who flip flop as much as she does don't have much character. See, in order to have true character and true grit, you have to be able to stand on what you say you stand on, even when it's hard, even when it's not popular, even when it's difficult. You have to stand on it. And if what you're saying has merit, you'll have no problem with doing that. You don't backpedal. You know, something else that I saw, she did a meme and it got like 74,000 likes. And she
Are
pulled
you talking
up,
about? Are you talking about that one you played?
yeah, and she pulled up this meme and come here, everybody. Do you want to know why I'm really going after the president? Why I'm going after this Brigitte thing so tough? And then she pulls up this little young black boy many years ago who was caught speeding around in a car and doing all kinds of bad things. And then when he got caught, he said he wanted to do hood rat stuff with his friends in the basement, and he wanted to do this, and that's why I'm doing it because I want to do hood rat stuff in the basement with my friends, and that's why I'm like literally trying to make fun of her situation. I guess she thinks bringing levity to it is not going to make people look at the fact that it has nothing to do and understand this. I don't care if the president, the first lady are gay lovers. I don't care if she's a man. Now, if they are doing harmful things, if they're involved in the, the moving the children around in traffic, the babies around in traffic, if that's what they're involved in, then I pray that they are busted. I pray that they are held liable and I pray that their citizens do what needs to be done to get that done. I pray that Interpol gets involved if it's an international ring. I pray that all of the right and legitimate authorities do everything that they need to do. But see, I'm worried about what's happening here in the United States.
Right.
See, I'm a United States citizen. Now, see, if she had decided to go after Michelle Obama the way she's going after Brigitte Macron, I'd have more respect for that.
Mm,
I'd have more respect for that.
mm.
That I'd have more respect for.
Leave Michelle alone. Michael and I.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You leave Michael and I alone.
Yeah, well,
Jaguar, you leave Michael and I alone.
listen to me. I'm not bothering them. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want nothing to do it. But I'd have more respect if she would do that. I mean, she is anti-Obama. She
Yeah.
is anti-Kamala.
She's
That's
anti-democratic. The
that
Democratic Party.
that's American. That's American. See, that would make more sense to me. But the simple fact that in the midst of this whole Diddy thing, that she had nothing to do with, even though she was investigative journalism, somebody who we all know was involved in the whoopty whoopty woo, who just got reconvicted, Harvey Weinstein. She didn't bother to draw any lines towards that. She didn't call out anything of any real relevance during that. She stayed very, 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 very far away from all of that. even in the midst of all of that. You want to go and jump to France. And let's be clear, there were French journalists that were already running this story. And apparently, they've been running this story for almost a decade. And yet, they never got sued. Hey, Mother of Mystery, they never got sued. They didn't get sued. They've been running this story for all of these years. And then somebody, it wasn't her research that she's been running all of this on, it was someone else's research. Like, this is the thing. She's getting sued for running with someone else's research. She's getting sued for trusting technology that was given to her by someone else, saying that there's facial recognition that can prove that this woman is a man. Like, you
So
realize that, right?
she went on a dummy mission.
Even Piers Morgan called her out for getting duped by these French journalists. And once again, they're not being sued. She's being sued. And why is she being sued? Apparently, because her platform is so large that it has made it to every major country in the world.
Again, so it looks like the what is it? The kettle calling the pot black. She called BLM attention seeking, and it looks like that's what she's trying to do the whole damn time.
Like, let's be clear. She didn't have, this isn't her journalism. She piggybacked the story from someone else. All these people, oh, she's this and she's that and she's this and she's that. Listen to me. The funny thing is she really, like, is it that smart? Because I would have needed more than facial recognition pictures. Because everybody knows facial recognition isn't all the way accurate.
No.
It's not. It's not. Matter of fact, there's another journalist that went and was talking about this situation and said that he put his own pictures through. He put his own pictures through on this same app that she used to identify the fact that this woman is a man. And he had pictures of him when he was younger, pictures of him when he was older, and when he put it through, guess what? It said that he wasn't the same person.
Of course.
It was his pictures. And it said that he wasn't himself. But she sat up there and said, I'll bet my career on the accuracy of this technology.
Mm.
But a year and a half, 2 years ago, she was anti-AI and thought that, all this tech stuff was so dangerous. And now she's betting her career on something. She has millions of people watching her platform every day. She gets hundreds of thousands of views every day. And people are believing everything that she's saying every day. Which brings me to why we're here in the first place to begin with. If she's running on dummy missions with other people's technology and with other people's research and leading the world to believe a story that has not been verified credibly by anyone yet at all. How many other dummy missions she been out on? See, this is the problem that I'm having with this whole Brigitte Macron story. If she got it wrong this time, how many other times has she got it wrong? Was she wrong about
Okay.
George Floyd?
Was she wrong about Kamala Harris? Was she
How
wrong
many
about
other
Harvey?
times? Was she wrong about Harvey Weinstein? Like, you gotta think about this. She is a very bold and emboldened human being. And personally, I think she gets off on the numbers. I think she gets off on the fact that so many people edify her for no real reason at all. Because I don't know. Let me pull it up again. Let me pull it up. Because Nick Fuentes has had some like really interesting things to say. Like really interesting things to say. And you know what? We're gonna run it back. And salute to Reese Waters, who I'm a new subscriber to his channel. He has some very interesting commentary. I'm not saying that I agree with everything that he says, but I can appreciate what he says, and he backs it up with legitimacy. Like he does this whole skit on his channel called Racist of the Week. And you gotta love somebody that takes the time to really go in on what it's all about for them. But yeah, it's like, you know, but for people to come after me and to demean me and to degrade me for things that people that they used to associate with as in a friendly manner said about them, y'all wrong. And I gotta call you out on it. I gotta call you out on it. Like, y'all sitting here, their friends are saying that they're in a lavender marriage. I don't know nothing about that. Reese, ReeceWaters.
Is
Um,
lavender marriage like the lavender uh coffee I get at Starbucks? Is it like that?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
'Cause I
it
heard of
has more.
vanilla marriage,
I
and I know
think
about vanilla lattes, but
it has more to do with like cold cuts. There's more meat involved.
oh, I'm done. I can't. I'm cool.
No, I'm serious. Like, it's just wild to me. It's wild to me. It's wild that people think that because somebody is asking a question about something very plausible, you know, that they're wrong. You know, why can't anyone ever ask a real question? You know, these people want to attack you for asking questions that they should be asking because the truth is, if half of what Nick Fuentes said is true, we should all be terrified as Americans. We should be
I do appreciate.
terrified.
I appreciate the information. You can learn a lot from a dummy, but that's the bottom line. I mean, if that's true, yeah, that's a problem. It's a problem. Yeah, y'all continue to hit the like button. We appreciate the 600 plus people in here,
Like
and
I'm just trying to understand how I'm wrong when Pierce boss baby Morgan had this to say to her directly. Like he said this
That
direct.
you've been amplifying this massively more than the journalists had in France, getting way more global traction. And it boils down to one simple fact, not photographs, as you keep trying to distract me with, but a sex test. If on day one of this case, she just produces an actual sex test report that says she's a woman, you're going to realize in that moment you've been completely duped. What do you do then?
Appears I'm not concerned about it because, like I said, it's been about 10 years and she could have done that at any moment. She's been in multiple lawsuits, involved in lawsuits trying to shut journalists up.
now the word
This has been a very lucrative campaign for her.
she said it's not her concern.
Not a concern because these other journalists have been running their mouth about it for 10 years and they ain't do nothing to them. So she ain't worried about it, them doing anything to her.
So she doesn't care about responsible journalism. That's wild. That's what it sounds like.
No, that's exactly what she said. I'm not concerned about it. Why not? Or maybe the reason why you're not concerned about it is because of your husband's ties to government and the friends you've made along the way. You know, that's the problem with a lot of these people. And it doesn't matter what color you are. And yes, all of this, disclaimer, under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, research, and have you, so forth. And it's also backed by my First Amendment right. But let's just be very
Like,
clear about this. Yeah, go ahead.
no. I'll go ahead. Let's be clear, because all I was going to say is backed by your First Amendment right, like other things you've said. But we'll talk about that later.
Hmm. Like, exactly. She went so in on this conversation that they had to call the President of the United States and ask him to tell her to cool it. Cool it now. You got to cool
Yeah,
it now.
yeah, yeah.
Ooh, watch out.
Watch out.
You're gonna lose control. Like they literally had to have Trump come in and do the new edition record. Cool it now. Ooh, watch out.
Crossed the line. She crossed the line.
Like that's how that's how compelling this has gotten in her life. That's how compelling this has gotten in everything that she got going on. Like, but but yet she lost so much credibility, but she ain't losing no views. She ain't losing no views. Her views are stabilized. Her views is maintaining. Wonder why.
Hmm.
Now let's be very clear. If I thought that because of my marriage, if I thought that my husband's contacts were going to protect and save me because they've been protecting and saving me while I've been running interference for agendas that might not be so obvious. I don't know. Uh-uh. Here we go for
This is
air.
Leslie. She doesn't know it yet, but 4 weeks after on, of course, they're not doing any of that stuff anymore. They're creating DEI for Israel, and pushing through laws to redefine anti-Semitism. But they pretended to care about free speech, and you had J.D. Vance who went over there in Europe and gave a whole speech, tisk to all of you European leaders that are no longer listening to what your constituents want, or instead punishing them for their speech. If the majority of if your constituents think something, you can't create laws and punish them. Like, right, that was kind of the gist of his speech. Like, the markets have decided what they want, and now you're punishing these people. That's crazy, he said. America's going to be a leader. We don't believe in this. We won't support this. Then you have a literal European leader that is basically saying F you to the American Constitution. That's right. You got a whole European leader.
She's worried about all of this and all of that. She's saying this, she's saying that. She says a lot.
You would come out and you would say, I don't even know whether I believe that she's a man or woman. Doesn't matter, right? I didn't watch the series fair. He didn't watch the series.
He's talking about the president.
He could even say, like he said to me on the phone, that I looked at her real close in the Eiffel Tower. And it looked like a woman to me. Okay, you can say all those things, but you should say it's unacceptable. I'm a leader of this country. It is unacceptable that this leader would threaten the First Amendment in any way.
I'm sorry, Candace. Are you?
The same president that she told everybody should be impeached or cited for treason for what he's doing ever since he's been in office, even though he asked everyone in the country to vie for him. Like, it's funny. You were so busy trying to convince everybody that they needed to vote for him, and then all of a sudden you changed your mind, and now everybody needs to go against him. 555. No, I'm just curious.
Getting involved on something so meaningless. But we might need our federal government when it comes to this. Okay, the job of the federal government is to defend us against foreign invaders, and I would pretty much say Emmanuel Macron right now is being a foreign invader. But no, they're silent. They are silent, and that's a pretty loud silence right now. And because like if I remove myself out of the situation, it is crazy that Trump has been silent on this matter, especially after Emmanuel Macron flew and tried to get Trump to shut me up. He knows what Emmanuel Macron is doing and how desperate he is to do it. So why is he allowing this attack on our speech? It's crazy. So
Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to figure it out. Uh, but here we go with Senior Nick. And I want everyone to really listen to what this is saying. And to everybody who's been in my comments, to everybody who's been looking at the video, to everybody who's been sitting there attacking me, trying to harass me, trying to defame me, I want you to ask yourself why you're not more concerned with what Nick Fuentes is actually saying, what Milo is saying, and not just about the lavender marriage business, because who cares? If she wants to be married to a swish and make a bunch of babies with him so that she can live white privilege and, you know, be this, this, I don't know, because everything that she's doing is for that lifestyle, in my opinion. Everything that she's doing is to live up to that standard. Oh, and by the way, to all of the people who jumped in my comments trying to make it seem like because I don't dress up like, an expensive school mom from Little House on the Prairie and press my hair out, get a perm with the breakage, and I can still see where the tracks are because I can. I could see where the tracks are. Very lovely job, but still a job. See, this is my hair on my head. No chemicals in my head. I'm not burning up my brain trying to look European. I stopped that a long time ago. Long time ago.
You did look cute with the you know, with the perm back in the day. That was cute.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. I went from getting perms to just getting my hair blow dried. But you know what? I sweat in my head a lot.
Yeah.
I've been sweating in my head since I was a kid. My body temp has always run hot. So guess what would happen? Every time I would get my hair blown out, I would
You get
sweat
the
at the
back.
night. And then it would start to, get curly again. And then guess what I would have to do? I would have to put more heat in my hair
I got you.
to get it straight again. And then I would have to add more preventative from breakage problems. Like, you shouldn't be burning your hair
Not
all
at
the
all.
time.
Not at all.
Now, it's one thing to get it done for a look or but for a lifestyle,
Yeah.
it's
It's
not
not
healthy.
sustainable.
It's
That's
not
why,
healthy.
issues with the lymph nodes and what do they call them
Exactly.
things?
Yeah, it creates cancer
Fibroids.
cells. It creates cancer cells. All of this for a look? No, thank you. If that's not even how God intended me to look. God intended me to look how I look. I'll get my hair braided if I want to have length or a style or this, that, or whatever. I can do that with braids. But guess what? Even when I get the braids, I don't have to burn my head alive. I don't have to put a bunch of crap in my hair. Like it's gotten to the point where we hate ourselves so much that we're willing to create later and greater health issues just to fit into a society standard. No, I'm sorry. But for all of the people who decide that I'm out of my lane, that I'm out of my depth because I don't act more European or I don't 333, Yvonne, because I don't dress more European or because I don't get dressed up because I can wear a t-shirt and a baseball cap and just let my intellectual ability do what it needs to do. The simple fact that my look makes my knowledge less credible, but her look makes what she says more credible, that goes to speak volumes about every last one of you people. And I haven't deleted a lot of your comments because I want everyone to come through and I want everyone to see what you're saying. I want everyone to see. You're not embarrassing me, you're embarrassing yourself. My intelligence is not verified by my wardrobe, but by the accuracy of my commentary. Do you see how much we hate ourselves? Because Candace is this, and Candace looks like this, and you look like that, and you look like this, and you're out of your lane. Oh, you're out of your lane. How? I'm intelligent, extremely intelligent.
Yes,
And
you are.
before I go running with anybody else's commentary, before I go running with anybody else's work, before I go and I do my due diligence. See, that's the thing. Candace could have saved herself a lot of legal trouble if she had done her due diligence with this app, if she had done her due diligence with the journalist she got all this information from, because all she did was take what they did, piggyback it, and put it on her platform with her loudspeaker and just said it a lot more impassioned. And this and that, and you were born a man, and you're gonna die a man. And everybody believed it because she said it. And that's the one thing that I don't like about being me sometimes. When I'm a very passionate person, and when I'm saying things, sometimes they come from a very impassioned place. I my emotions are in it, my feelings are in it, and and for whatever reason, there's a lot of people in this world who watch what I do and think because they do it the same way I do it, that that's good enough, even if it is a lie, even if it's not completely accurate, even if they're not sure. All they got to do is say it that way, right? And that I don't like. I don't like that part. I don't like when people take what I've done and use it as a means to get attention, to push a narrative that might not actually be real, that might not actually be accurate. For crying out loud, we got a bunch of old people in hip hop right now, and I ain't gonna say their names, but they doing it. They doing a big one, and I hate the fact that they put my name on it. Oh, he jagging out. Oh, he pulled a jag. Oh man, he wore jag and jag. Oh, he jagging. He's this. He's that. Except for people are doing it for attention or to create a diversion. But of all the things that was said, this is the thing that I don't understand why people aren't really paying attention to.
Mafia member with Peter Thiel,
Hold on.
a contractor. This just done got worse.
And salute to Reese Waters.
Peter Thiel, the FBI informant and CIA contractor, Elon Musk, the defense contractor and PayPal mafia member with Peter Thiel, close confidant of David Sachs, and JD Vance, who brokered the David Sachs fundraiser with Silicon Valley and Trump, mentored by Peter Thiel, mentored by David Frum, who worked for Bill Kristol with Tucker Carlson. Thiel, Musk, and Tucker lobbied Trump to pick Vance, and they said, if you don't, the CIA will kill you.
That alone, everything that that boy just said, that alone, put a 3 in the chat. If everything that that little boy just said isn't an extreme problem, if it's true, put a 3 in the chat. If everything that that little boy just said is an extreme problem for America, if it's true. He just sat up there. He called out Elon Musk. He called out Tucker Carlson, who Candace Owens loves spitting his name. She just had a little meme that she put up the other day about how ministers in churches are sending around emails to each other and telling people to preach against her and to preach against Tucker Carlson. And she just got a smile on her face. Oh my goodness, and look at what they're saying about me. And oh my goodness, look at what they're saying about Tucker. And oh my goodness, look at, because it's funny. It's funny. Exactly, Carmelita. He's calling out everybody. Everybody. I don't know who pissed him off, but I'm grateful for it because we need to know what's really going on. Are we forgetting that last year when Trump was campaigning, even I didn't believe that the second um, assassination attempt was real. I thought it was staged just to get sympathy for votes. I did. I said so. I said so. But there was two. There was two attempts, and we don't even
Maybe
know what.
maybe one was real, maybe one wasn't. Because
Maybe.
if you got pow pow in your ear will not be looking normal like it's been in the
Nope.
photos that I've seen lately.
It
But
wouldn't. Or
that's another
maybe,
story.
or maybe it was just done to scare him, to let him know that we can do it.
You get the
We can
touch.
penetrate your, we can penetrate your detail. We can put our own person in there. The question
Yeah.
is, when did JD Vance join the ticket? Was it before or after that?
It was he was already on there. He was already on there.
Was he on for the first one? I
What do you
don't
mean the
think
first
so.
one?
The first attempt. I think JD Vance came in between the two attempts, didn't he?
Yeah, I gotta check my history.
Because JD Vance wasn't on the ticket at the very beginning. Welcome. Welcome, Nat. Welcome to the channel.
Well, Nick
Welcome
Fuentes
to Jen.
did not approve of Vance
Nope,
for whatever.
he didn't. No, he didn't. He's got a real problem with Vance. I don't know, maybe he thought he was a better choice than Vance because he seems to like the limelight. But from for JD Vance to go from a Trump hater, because after the election, People had asked me why I changed my position on Kamala Harris. I can't see myself endorsing or asking anyone to vote for somebody who's got that much demonic energy around them and that many lies. I said that. You heard that too, Christy? It's possible. A lot of people have lookalikes in a lot of different areas. But my, especially with public figures. But my thing is, JD Vance, somebody has said, oh, she said this about Donald Trump, and she said that about Donald Trump, and she said this, and she said that. Now she flipped and she didn't change and she done da 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 whoopty whoopty woo. And I remember people saying, JD Vance said worse things about Donald Trump than Jag did. And it's true. And like I always said, this isn't about me being a fan of anyone as a person. This is about me paying attention to the fulfillment of prophecy. God puts everybody where he wants them. And we have to honor his plan, whatever the case may be. What's the point in arguing against something that God has already set in motion? There's no point in doing that. It's stupid. Period. If I could have chose a candidate, but it wasn't up to me. The only thing that I can do is ask for our world, especially our nation, to adhere to the will of God. God got in that White House who he wanted in that White House. That's not on me. There's a lot of people that are upset about it too. Now, just because God put him there doesn't mean that he's God's chosen, doesn't mean that he's God's favorite. It doesn't mean any of that. It means that whatever is meant to be is meant to be. And we're just supposed to be vigilant and believe in God's word and believe in each other. Be there for each other. Whatever is to come, we're supposed to be supporting each other, not misleading each other or leading each other down a bad path. And I'm sorry, the Demonic National Convention was doing nothing but that, in my opinion. But I want y'all to think about the clip that I just played for y'all. Like, really consider all of that. Take that all into consideration. Yes, we got to pray without ceasing. Because God's will, he works in mysterious ways. But what I do know is fighting against it and being disobedient to it helps no one. And it hurts everyone. That I do know. Like I was saying, I want y'all to think about everything that little racist boy just said. I'm going to play it again because we've been talking for a second. So I want y'all to really think about what he's saying here.
I think about it. I'm waiting for France to get back to me on the invest. In fact, that's just done got worse.
Peter Thiel, the FBI informant and CIA contractor, Elon Musk, the defense contractor and PayPal mafia member with Peter Thiel, close confidant of David Sachs, and JD Vance, who brokered the David Sachs fundraiser with Silicon Valley and Trump, mentored by Peter Thiel, mentored by David Frum, who worked for Bill Kristol with Tucker Carlson. Thiel, Musk, and Tucker lobbied Trump to pick Vance, and they said, if you don't, the CIA will kill you. Who's the CIA? Who does the CIA, NSA, FBI, DHS, who do they all contract with? Palantir.
Palantir, an Israeli company that backs almost every intelligence network in the world and a good share of our government agencies. Where do I remember seeing the name Palantir? In a lawsuit that I was put in. The victim's name was Ashley Parham. Her assailant was allegedly Sean Diddy Combs and a few other people that were there and present. My name was added to that lawsuit. Agents of Palantir allegedly helped cover that whole thing up. Isn't that interesting? You hear this? Tucker Carlson, all of these people. Hmm.
By Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, and Joe Latte, FBI, DHS, who do they all contract with? Palantir, founded by Peter Thiel and Alex Karp and Joe Lonsdale, Israel First Jews, that after October 7th flew their board to Israel and provided them with facial recognition technology to Palestinians. J.D. Vance, who upon becoming the VP nominee in his first interview said, we're going to bomb Iran, who went to the Quincy Institute and said, we need a pro-Israel spin on America first. Tucker, who interviewed Vance 46 times on his show, Vance hired his son. Vance's Rockbridge network was the spawning point of 1789 Capital, founded by Rebecca Mercer and Claire Monster Chris Buskirk, which gave Tucker $15 million. Rebecca Mercer funded Steve Bannon at Breitbart that spawned Milo Yiannopoulos' career. And Rebecca Mercer hand-selected George Farmer, Candace Owens' husband, to run Parler in 2021.
Are y'all listening to the line of succession and the collusion and the corruption? Did y'all not hear that? This little boy running his mouth. Why is nobody listening to what he's saying? Why is nobody listening to what he's saying? Hmm? Why?
DHS, who do they all contract with? Palantir, founded by Peter Thiel and Alex Karp and Joe Lonsdale, Israel First Jews, that after October 7th flew their board to Israel and provided them with facial recognition technology to Palestinians.
It's funny because it was facial recognition technology from overseas that Candace Owens used to prove that the First Lady of France is a man. Wonder where she got it from. Oh, yeah, she said she got it from the French journalist who she piggybacked their story and oh, hmm.
When I first started
You
working
know, and
in tech,
Alex Karp and Joe Lonsdale.
What happened?
you talk about facial recognition. When I first started working in tech, I worked for a company, and they were like, there are many companies on top of it, just like there were many companies on top of this large language model or making like fake brains. Like one of the
Mm-hmm.
founders of Facebook, he was one of the the Moscovitz guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was involved in like making fake brains and stuff like that. So I'm just saying to say with the facial recognition stuff. Um, I never would go into the office to work. I was a field ninja, right? I
Mm-hmm.
know I know the guys, the techs that work in the office. and this is brand new. Imagine, you're working at a job and you're not used to someone spying on you like this, where if you take, like, you just nod off a bit at your desk and
Mm.
someone calls you on the phone in the middle of your little nap and they're like, why are you sleeping at your desk? So, how you know I'm sleeping at my desk? And the cameras is, kind of off into the cut, but they've gotten higher definition. This is the precipice of where the technology gotten better, to where, they were sitting there studying your face, creating the analytics, and they know when your eyes are closed, they can know if you're sleeping, they can know if you're breathing, and facial recognition. All I'm saying is, um, for her, and also Candace Owens' husband, Parliament Tech, I believe that's the company that he works with, or he founded. I'm not
Parlor.
sure.
Parlor.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. There's a tech company called
Oh.
Parliament.
Mm.
So if all I'm saying is, a lot of times these people who run social media platforms, that's just their side hustle. I had a Russian homie
No, that's their
in
cover
LA.
story. That's their
Well,
cover
well,
story. So
well,
don't nobody know allegedly who they really working for.
I had a Russian homie who was in the same business as me with the tech and all that or whatever. And I thought that was like his main thing. That was just something he did on the side, but he made millions off of just a side hustle. So I just say that to say, uh, if he's invested in uh, technology like facial recognition, and then on top of it, he has a social media platform, and everybody's gonna sign up to it. And what do you think he's doing with
Data mining.
your
Data mining.
phone?
That's
What is he
what
doing to
all of this
all
stuff
of it?
does. They're data
Yes,
mining. Let's do a facial challenge. What did you look like in 1985 and what did you look like in 2011?
free data. Usually, if an app is free, you're the product.
Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta get Jack, but yeah. I say we got to get her out that foster home in 2 weeks. Okay.
that's why, and that's exactly, and we will. No, but that's exactly why, they work so hard to suppress people like us because of the things that we're constantly reminding people. I just find it funny. Everyone jumped into my comments and they had so much stuff to say about me talking about this whole situation, but nobody is addressing the allegations being made by this kid. I'm sorry. It-
Yeah,
maybe y'all weren't listening.
run it back.
With Peter Thiel, close confidant of David Sachs, and JD Vance, who brokered the David Sachs fundraiser with Silicon Valley and Trump, mentored by Peter Thiel, mentored by David Frum, who worked for Bill Kristol with Tucker Carlson. Thiel, Musk, and Tucker lobbied Trump to pick Vance, and they said, if you don't, the CIA will kill you. Who's the CIA? Who does the CIA, NSA, FBI, DHS, who do they all contract with? Palantir, founded by Peter Thiel and Alex Karp and Joe Lonsdale, Israel First Jews that after October 7th flew their board to Israel and provided them with facial recognition technology to Palestinians. JD Vance, who upon becoming the VP nominee in his first interview said, we're going to bomb Iran, who went to the Quincy Institute and said, we need a pro-Israel spin on America first. Tucker, who interviewed Vance 46 times on his show, Vance hired his son. Vance's Rockbridge network was the spawning point of 1789 Capital, founded by Rebecca Mercer and Clay Monster Chris Buskirk, which gave Tucker $15 million. Rebecca Mercer funded Steve Bannon at Breitbart that spawned Milo Yiannopoulos' career. And Rebecca Mercer hand-selected George Farmer, Candace Owens' husband, to run Parler in 2021.
Oh boy, this.
I'm sorry. If Candace Owens is taking cues from French journalists to do stories and hit pieces on French monarchs, I'm curious what she's willing to do for friends like Tucker Carlson. I'm curious. Let's just listen to this last little soundbite here. And once again, salute to Reese Waters for sharing all of this with us. Fair use.
But there's been some silence about what he pulled out about Milo and what he said about your husband. Because you're cool with the dude who said you had a gay husband. Yes, what? You can hate what the state of Israel does, and you can hate this. Wow. Wow. Yeah, how do you have a gay husband and still dress like this? Wow. I want to make something clear, Candace. When I said your husband was gay, I wasn't looking at him. I was looking at you. Wow. Wow.
Salute to Reese Waters.
And together, on course to maybe one day be as big as a network anchor in her own way, despite her obvious mental and emotional shortcomings. Plus, obviously, the logo for Cocoa Puffs, Ice D vibe from having a gay husband. And then Candace is a wealthy woman who could have done anything and had anything. Her marriage made almost anything possible for her. She has a fatal father who services anytime she's operating without school. He doesn't know she's stupid.
These are their friends. These were their associates. These were people that they colluded with. These were people that they. And y'all are mad at me for reporting on it. How about every last one of y'all take all of that so-called smoke you got for me and shoot it back at their friends? Shoot it back at their friends. I'm not out of my lane. Just because I don't talk politics online doesn't mean that I don't know or understand it. Political science is a big part of everything that I do, but the problem is politics and being a follower of God don't really always line up together. Just because I don't discuss politics with y'all doesn't mean that it is not an active part of my life. I just don't discuss it online because I have chosen to not be political in any of my online commentary. Am I lying about that? Well, no.
No.
I am very up to snuff on what's going on politically, which is why I chose to share this. Because I don't want my opinion being at the front of the helm of what I really think. Because the truth is, my political mm, the stuff that I would say about politics will probably blow most of your brains back. There'd be a lot of wigless and weedless people on the internet if I was to say what I really think about politics and what's going on in politics. Like, y'all have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what's really going on. You don't. But for people to come at me, yeah, no. Which is why I shared this, because what I don't understand is why there aren't more content creators talking about this. And usually I'm the person that's there pushing conversations in the front that need to be had. If none of what Nick Fuentes is saying is true, why is Candace Owens and her husband so quiet? Why has nobody came forward to say anything? And don't say, oh, well, we wouldn't dignify that with a comment. We wouldn't do this and we wouldn't do that. Uh-uh. Because whatever diversionary tactic this whole business is with going after France, the way she's going after France, in my opinion, I think it's a diversion. Y'all want to know how I really feel about it? I really think she kicked all of this up because she was told to. I really think that maybe Milo's on to something. Maybe she's not as intelligent as people say. Maybe what she is a good mouthpiece.
A useful idiot, maybe.
Now, I'm not saying that she isn't, I'm not saying she's dumb. Clearly,
And I'm not saying
she's,
obviously,
I'm
but I'm
not saying
saying
that, what?
people can be used as tools for, they can be used as tools.
When you care more about where you live, your zip code, and how people see you, so you got to understand this. When some people, when what they're really concerned with is how they look, their zip code, what they drive, the size of their wedding ring or their engagement ring. And I'm sorry, there's no one that can tell me any different. This is a woman that is very, 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 very caught up in perception. She enjoys being perceived a certain way. She enjoys being talked about a certain way. But when your people that you've been pandering for all of this time flip and turn on you like this, somebody asked me what is my opinion on Myron Gaines. I think he's a government agent. That's what I think. I think he's a government agent and I think he's here
I might
doing
be, I might be
disinformation.
getting that personal interview, that in person interview I've been asking for
That's
of
what I
him,
think.
because his girlfriend just broke up with him, and she has a whole lot to say about old Funky, because
I'm sure.
he well, I call him Flunk, Funk and Flunk.
Number one, he ain't no
Like
kind of
that
man.
shit.
He ain't no kind of man at all. He's a whole bitch ass homo, in my opinion. Um, Anybody that would start racially insulting someone, calling someone mammy, calling
Mammy,
someone a bitch,
you got to answer to that, buddy.
like
You got to answer to
wasn't
that.
nobody disrespecting him. He got mad because I pulled his fucking card because he was sitting up there capping like this Diddy trial wasn't a whole fucking sham. And like I came forward, I said what I said, and I'll say it again. And guess what? The verdict and everything else that's happened since the trial ended, I think it proves me more right than it proved him right. No, it was not the biggest trial. There were too many things that were excluded. There were too many things that were cut out. And I was saying that 2 weeks in. And it all became very clear later. In my opinion, Myron Gaines is a government plant. And all of this manosphere crap that he does is just a diversion so he can sit here online and surveillance people up close and line people up, just like he allegedly did to Kevin Samuels while they sat there and took that man's platform and gobbled up and split all the subs, allegedly. Is nobody not paying attention to how fast these people are growing their platforms, to how much help that they're getting, to how much access they're getting? They're getting paid to do all of the stuff that they're doing for a reason.
There's all kind of CIA ops on this goddamn platform. Let's just keep it a buck.
Let's just be honest. And then everything that we just heard that little racist boy say, the amount of collusion that we're talking about. Meanwhile, Candace Owens is married to a part of this very depraved little network. And he's the man running her show. Do we really believe her? Or are we buying into the people that are backing her?
Mm.
She's the face. She's the voice. That does not mean she is the brain. And if she was able to run with faulty intel from another journalist without doing proper due diligence, so much so to the point where it puts her in a $250 million lawsuit, and the original journalists who were doing this ain't being sued they damn selves, that tells you a
Mm.
lot about her and her judgment.
Let you know. That should let you know. Jack,
That tells you a lot. Yeah. Go on
let me
ahead.
exit real quick. There's a whole bunch of I do my segment. Art's calling me now anyway.
Go
I'll
on
tell you
ahead.
about it. Lil Nas X got found butt naked on the street. Crazy.
Really?
Let me go holler at some folks.
All right.
I'll tap in with you after.
Okay.